Good morning. We will be making this presentation in English. Anybody who doesn't know English well? So it's okay with you? Good. First of all, it's such a real pleasure to be here, to be among one of the most talented students in engineering. I would like to thank Lebanese University Rumie Management, Dr. Joseph, and Dr. Mishal Khouri. So, what are we doing here today? We have came from Zalka to share with you knowledge and experience throughout our amazing 2 years in developing this very smart engine. But the most important reason for us is to create for you the perfect ambition and a good path for your successful career. We know that telecommunication and engineering is very important. But nowadays, the most important and the most paid workers or jobs in the world is now data science and data engineering and computer science. So this is why it's very important for you to listen and see all the technologies. It will be very good and you will have many insights that will help you in performing your own career. My name is Joseph Abu Jawdi. I am the CEO of Smarty. Smarty is an artificial intelligence engine built completely on AI and big data. The purpose of this engine is to create amazing products. In this 20 minutes presentation, you'll be learning about basics of data science and some advanced programming techniques in using data manipulation. And then we will be having for you a chance for hiring. Yes, you will have the opportunity for you to submit your CV to work with our most talented engineers in Smarty. So please help me in welcoming Mr. Faris Ghaib.
So, good morning. So guys, actually I'm here actually now to enlighten you and to help you focus on the most important trends nowadays. Okay? So the most important trends of computer science and data science. So everyone knows here the terminologies and the naming, but we never use them in our daily work or on our with experienced projects. So before going to the technologies, we have to know what are the problems of today. So today, it's not about ERPs, it's not about business applications anymore. So I'm sure that some of you has worked before on accounting or stock management system or any other small applications. So companies for the past years were trying to introduce ERPs. This was the challenge before for the business companies. Today, it's about surviving. It's about make the company growing. To make these happen, so we have to focus on collecting information and data. Collecting information and data could be from different sources, whether from your devices, from surfing internet, from your online ordering and purchases. Just, again, it's about collecting this information, and the most important is how to transform this information to knowledge. Remember this word, it's knowledge, okay? And to make it valuable data. When we are talking about this, we have to mention first big data. Big data is how to collect all this information, to store them in a big storage, and of course we are not talking anymore about relational databases and the SQL that you know. So now we have different technologies, we have different concerns, we have to know about architectures, we have to know the right tools, when and where to use. Okay? So by introducing the term of big data, we have to know how to certify our data, how to validate our data, how to clean our data. Okay? So it could be transformed to knowledge. Okay? And because of this, we have to think about technology. Nowadays, all businesses, economists, investors have their eyes on technology, and most important, the big data and artificial intelligence. Okay? So, first, if we want to go with this direction, we have to think about semantic web first. Okay? Talking about semantic web is to transform our, of course, part of it, ontology. So, thank you, Doctor. So, when talking about semantic web, we have to brief semantic web is to transform our data to something that could be used, information to be used between different applications, between different systems, and the most known common word is RDF. Okay, this is the common platform or the naming of the semantic common data. Okay, so if we move from semantic, we have to think about image processing. All of us are using social media, and we are the fan of selfies. Okay, so basically, it's not only about this. Images contains a lot of usable and useful and valuable information. Aside the descriptor, we have even the image itself about matching objects. Now, let's say, like in biology, and we have in biomedical environments, this is very important. This image processing is very important, and they rely on this, okay, for their solutions and environments. So basically, image processing by matching objects, by face recognition, by matching different similarity of images, this is very important. So, by moving by this, we have to store all this information. There is no SQL databases anymore, as I mentioned. We have to think about big data. Okay? So, when going into big data, we have to think about data mining. Okay, data mining is how to reduce noises and extract this valuable data we need to be ready for our analysis. Here comes the machine learning. Machine learning is the system that learns from these valuable data and information to make advanced systems and to prepare our advanced systems for predictions, for future predictions. Okay? After the machine learning, it comes the AI. Okay? The term AI, when we say AI, we have to start, we have the lights. I can see lights in your eyes when saying AI. AI, this is the future. This is today's future. Okay, so we have to think about AI. All games now, without AI, it's nothing. Without AI, businesses will not grow, especially with the open market we have now. Okay, and you have to focus on this, guys. These 5 top trends. Of course, we have more than this, like security, but I'm talking about the business needs nowadays. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave the stage for my colleague Jennifer to introduce you the new technologies and to highlight on these technologies for this trend. Okay, thank you.
I hope all of you are focused. Hello, I was a student as you are. My name is Jennifer Saman, and I'm looking in SMART. I was living in a world where I knew the basic things that my university was giving me, or the companies around me were teaching me. Now, I'm living in a whole different world. A world that I didn't know of its existence. I'm learning new technologies, amazing technologies, like Neo4j, image processing, and many more. Maybe you're not familiar with the word I'm saying, so now I'm here to introduce you to the future. I'm going to start by telling you about a project in NASA. Basically, it's called Orion Project. The Orion Project aims to take people from Earth to Mars. A member of the crew once saved 2 years of work and $1 million. How did he do that? How did he save his crew and NASA? Well, by using a technology that we have in our hands, Neo4j, a graph database. What is a graph database? It is not like the relational database that you know, SQL. It is a NoSQL that is based to show data as nodes and edges. And edges are the relations, which has properties. For example, when surfing on Facebook, don't you see the people you may know section? Okay, I'm friend with Amanda. Sorry, I'm friend with Anna. And Anna knows Amanda. Well, from extracting it from this database, Facebook will show me Amanda, because maybe I would know her from Anna. And by using this technology, Facebook can even predict who I'm gonna meet in the future. As I'm talking about databases, now I'm gonna explain another way to store data. Who doesn't know Twitter? Well, do you know which type of database drive home timeline, the most important service in Twitter? It's an in-memory database, and in the case of Twitter, it is Redis. Let me explain how it works. I dedicate a server for a database called a database server, and the client application accesses the data from the database server. In the case of Twitter, each tweet is indexed by an ID, which is queued in Redis with the other tweets. And this chain of tweets will be my home timeline. Basically, if I tweet right now, it will be directly stored in Redis, which will be shown in my home timeline. Other companies use Redis, like Snapchat, Flickr, and other companies. Nowadays, we are facing problems with the big amount of data. The relational database that you know cannot handle this big number. So, for example, I want to search for a word. I have to wait and wait and wait. So, here comes a specific document storage and text indexing to the rescue. When Facebook started, they were facing problems with the unstructured data and the unfavorable way of storing multiple indices. In 2015, they found a solution for this problem and added dozens of applications and many other facilities. This solution arose thanks to the use of Elasticsearch. You will be amazed when you know how many companies are using Elasticsearch and how many companies are saved by it. The logic of this technology is that it uses a cluster It's like a group of servers, and each server is called a node. So the data is distributed between these servers, and a replica of the data is distributed on the other servers. So if one server shuts down, the data won't be lost. Moreover, Elasticsearch is a fast search platform. So the problem of relational database, the slow search, will be saved with Elasticsearch. Who uses Uber? Can you please raise your hands? 1, 2. Uber. Who uses Uber? No one uses Uber? Okay. Do you know that this multinational online taxi company collects each day terabytes of event data from their users? Imagine the amount of process needed for this data. So, by using Spark, they can solve this big problem. Basically, Spark divides the data process and distributes it between servers. I guess most of you know a lot of languages. Arabic, French, no, I'm kidding, I meant C++, Java, PHP. Okay, not more.
Who uses the languages, programming languages?
What do you use? Okay, let's start with Java. Do you know that 90% of enterprise desktop runs Java? Do you know that more than 3 billion devices run Java? Do you know that more than 9 million Java developers exist worldwide? Yes, it pays to be a Java developer. And what about Python? Do you know that the main core algorithm, search algorithm in Google are written in Python? Do you know that most of the artificial intelligence that Faris explained about uses Python? Do you know that experts uses Python? Well, Java is the second most used language in 2016, and Python comes directly after it. And this research is done by IEEE. And as Dr. what's your name, sorry?
Joseph.
As Dr. Joseph said, HTML, PHP, well, they come with the web development. I guess most of you know web development. From developing the smallest site to the most complex site, website, like web application, and can someone tell me any application web development? Well, social network websites. Okay.
Model application courses,
For example, there is many more like. Okay, and there are many types of web developers. Sorry, your voices, noises. Thank you. Well, there is many web developer, like front-end developer and back-end developers. Most of you have your phones, so Google right now knows where we are. Well, as Google said, they are following us and knowing our location to do statistics, to know how much it's going to take from this location to the other location, and blah, blah, blah. As I said, but you know, geolocation is very important. It helps us for data analysis, and it helps us also to see the future. And virtual reality, the VR. Well, the concept of virtual reality is to transport us from the real world to the virtual world. Well, it was introduced recently with Google Cardboard and the Samsung S7 Edge with the Oculus VR. The concept of virtual reality actually started in the 90s. It's not recent, but now they are introducing it to us. After talking about technologies from a lot of companies, I'm gonna show you a small component that we have in our company. Okay? As you see, you have two images. This image is rotated and contained in the other. It can be this one, or this. 1, 2, 3. So, what's your name? Sorry, what's your name? Rudy. Rudy. Okay. Rudy, can you tell me which one is this? The 1, the 2, or the 3?
The one.
The one. The one.
Anyone else?
1. Rudy at 1. Who thinks it's the one? It's number 1. Who thinks it's number 2? Okay, 2. Number 3. 1. Well, Dr. Joseph and Mr. Rudy, it is number 1. Basically, by using image processing, our component can know if two images are similar or if one image is contained in the other. Well, it uses here, for example, the key point strategy. It means it sees each point from this image related to another key point in the other image. Thank you for listening. Now, my colleague, basically, Jean-Marc, is going to talk about data science. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Jean-Marc Azzi, currently working at Smartly as data science team leader. I'll show you a brief description of what data science is, and we'll talk mainly about technologies used. When we say data science, we first search on Google, for example, and check data scientists, they analyze data. They do some data mining, algorithms, and others. Then we check data analyst, and we think that he's analyzing data too. So it's the same person. Then we check data engineers, and we're lost. Are they the same person? In fact, they are not. Each one of them have a specific role in the company. We start first with data analysts, also known as business analysts. They are the data detectives. They have some programming language knowledge. They have some skills in computer, but they just scratch the surface. They use Excel, Microsoft Power BI, and IBM SPSS. Mainly, their purpose is to clean the data we have and do some basic statistics. We can see the mindset is intuitive data junkie with high figure-it-out quotient. So they're just curious about what is contained in our data and what we can clean here. Now, let's see data engineers. Well, data engineers are all-purpose everyman. They just want to be in every component of the company, and mainly they do implement all the architectures of big data. Ever heard of Hadoop, Spark, like just Jennifer said? All of these technologies and Apache Cassandra are implemented by data engineers, and the data pipeline used in companies is implemented and maintained by data engineers. They are hired by companies like Spotify, Facebook, Amazon, and many others, and Smart. Now, let's see where data scientists come. Well, data scientists are as rare as unicorns, as they say. Well, why is that? Because data scientists should englobe a lot of skills to do the job in the right way. They have to be good at research, good programming skills, implementation, database skills. They should be able to get into any field, any problem, and solve it without needing any support. Their main skill is being able to learn from any source and solve open problems, like you can't find it on Stack Overflow, for example, problems for enterprise-specific problems, and help the company improve. Data scientists are hired by the top companies like Google, Microsoft, and Adobe. They use Apache Spark for processing big data, machine learning, and mainly the Python programming language. Now, a specific code. A data scientist is someone who is better at statistics than any software engineer, and better at software engineering than any statistician. We see how a data scientist should englobe a lot of skills. Now, the best source of new data science talent are not actually professionals or PhD people. They are actually students. 34% of them studying computer science. 24% are students studying other fields than computer science. 27% are the professionals. 12% are today's professional people working, and 2% are the others. So, surprising percentage, I guess. Can we move forward? Well, we can. Because we just said that data scientists are very curious about data, and they look at every single detail. And we are all here engineers. Sorry? She's the first one. Your name, Teresa.
You are the first one in most universities that do it. Bravo.
That's my point. In statistics, we always have. Okay. We always have the numbers are rounded, and the only one who did sum the numbers are Ms. Teresa. These add up to 99 and not 100. So we have to focus on every detail and analyze everything, even in presentations. Now, to check all the skills needed to be the perfect data scientist, a little bit scary maybe, but we can always improve to be at the center of this Venn diagram. We can see that communication is key. We should be able to communicate the results as well as our next steps to business people as well as technical people. Statistics is very important too, programming and business. Each data scientist should englobe every single skill on this diagram to become the perfect data scientist. Now, why become a data scientist? Well, a study between 2011 and 2012, there was an increase of 15,000% of job posting for data scientists. And by 2020, in the US alone, we will have 190,000 data science positions that can't be filled. We don't have the specific expertise for people to fill these specific positions. And that's why we should start now. We can see the 8 high-paying careers for 2016. Data engineers and data scientists come second and third place. First place are wireless network engineers, because of IoT booming thing also, it's always improving. So IoT, data engineers and data scientists are fields that are always improving. Data scientists are analyzing data, and data is always increasing. And you will always need someone to analyze it. And it will keep going forward and forward this way. Now, some companies using data science are data miners. They analyze all the public tweets of Twitter. 500 million tweets per day analyzed, classified, and given to enterprises in a structured way. For example, data miner was able to detect the attack on Munich before any other newspaper. From what? From all the tweets and photos taken from people inside the event itself. It could analyze all this communication between people and tweeting about the same topic at the same place, and it analyzes that it should be an event and an urgent event. Another company working is IBM. They have their IBM Watson, which is a deep question answering system. Well, when you say big data, usually the description is any data that can't fit into RAM. It's big data. Over 128 gigabytes, it's starts to begin at this point? Well, they told that to IBM, so they made a computer with 16 terabytes of RAM. They don't care. They just analyzed everything into RAM. They jumped everything into RAM, all the data they needed to analyze it and process it. And they could process 500 gigabytes of data per second using all of Wikipedia knowledge, all of other like Yahoo, WordNet, and others we'll just talk about. The hardware used for IBM Watson is worth around $3 million. It's around 90 IBM servers. Now, we just saw all of these companies. I'll tell you a little bit how we use these technologies at our company. Because if I say we're hiring and data scientists are unicorns, we'll just run away. So I'll tell you the steps needed to improve and how the data pipeline works at our company. A data scientist will work on everything related to algorithms. Data engineer will work on everything related to implementation of the big data architectures. And software engineers are also needed in our data pipeline. Now, I'll leave the stage for Ziad to tell you more about our colleague, computer scientist at Smarty, and tell you more about his experience.
Hi, I'm Ziad. I'm a computer scientist in the research and development department of Smarty. جمال شرح لكم على الابلكيشنز اشياء هن كيف عم بيطبقوا داتا ساينس، حكي هذا مثلا عن نيم انتيتيز انتجريشن. نحن عم نشتغل هاند ان هاند مع الداتا ساينتست، وواحدة من الابلكيشنز اللي نحن عم نعملها هلا مثلا او الاشياء المشاكل اللي عم نواجهها كيف بدنا نلاقي سنتر للجيو شيب لبوليجون شو ما كان شكله بدنا نلاقي السنتر تبعه. في كثير تشالنجز بالشغل عنا وفي كثير مشاكل بنواجهها، واكثرية شغلنا بيكون ريسيرش لنقدر نلاقي سوليوشنز لهول المشاكل. شفتوا سمارتي از هايرينج، واذا انتم بتحسوا حالكم قادرين تلاقوا حل لهيك مشاكل وعندكم هيدي الامبيشن وعندكم هيدي للريسيرش، بتحبوا الريسيرش، بتحبوا الالجوريثمز، بتحبوا تحشروا حالكم قصص كثير صغيره، قدموا سي فيز لوركم وان شاء الله تكونوا تلاقوا شغل عنا.
ياخذوا بارت تايم ولا مثلا جمعة سبت؟
كم شخص منكم تحمس على الداتا ساينس؟ تحمس على القصص؟ كم شخص حاب؟
صعب
شو حسيت معه تشتغل او معه تعمل داتا ساينس؟ شو حبيت اي بارت مثلا؟ حبيت السكيل الكبير من هذا الموضوع؟ اوكي.
فالماشين ليرنينج كان شيء كثير اول شيء كان شيء كثير دايناميك بس كان شيء كثير انترستنج. يعني جاست فكره انه عم نعمل هالقد اناليسيس على هالقد داتا هالقد كبيره وهالقد فيها توصل لمطارح شيء كثير.
بتعرف القصة بتصير شوي بس كيف تصير تشوف السبيس وهيك، كيف السكيل كله بيتغير، عمره بيكبر، كيف تكوني هلا مثلا على ليفل الارض عم نحكي بعدين نصير على ليفل السبيس بيكبر، نفس الشيء قصة البيج داتا. اوكي، اليوم نحكي بداتا بيز صغيرة، بعد شوي بتصير تكبر بتصير قصة اكسبوننشال. اوكي، بالبيج داتا قادرين بمحلات نوصل لمحل انه مثلا اذا انت عم تعمل كل يوم تشيك ان ببابس وهيك، قادرين نتوقع لقدام انه انت معقول تصير الكوهوليك او معقول يصير عندك دايابيتس مثلا بكره على كبر. عرفت؟ قادرين نعمل قصص كثير حلوه، بس كيف بدنا نلاقي الباترنز بهدول المواضيع، هول اللي كل يوم عم يصير عندنا مشاكل فيهم، وهيدا شغلنا كل الوقت. اوكي، هذا دومين كله جديد بعده، مشاكله كلها جديده، وكل يوم عندنا تشالنج جديد نحن مش شايفينه. كل يوم بيطلع عنا شيء جديد وكل يوم نجرب نحله، نحن بس شغلتنا نفكر، شغلتنا نلاقي سوليوشنز واوبتمايزيشنز كثير صغار، اوكي، بيسرعوا لنا البروسيس تبعنا لانه السكيل تبعنا كثير كبير. اوكي، نحن ما بنعمل باتش قصص بروسيسز معينه صغيره، لا نحن بنعمل بروسيسنج لداتا كثير كبيره. اوكي، بنجرب نلاقي باترنز كثير صغيره بداتا مخيفه. جربنا شوي نحمسكم على هذا الموضوع، وجربنا نفرجيكم الفيوتشر لقدام. اوكي واذا عبالكم تكونوا شي بارت من هيدي الايرا اللي جاي لقدام وهيدي على فكره is the sexiest job the sexiest job of the 21st century.
هارفارد ستادي.
الداتا كثير كبيره والعالم عم تجمع داتا بطريقه مخيفه بس مين قادر يلاقي باترنز بهيدي الداتا هو اللي يطلع اكثر شيء مصاري. اوكي سو